Hello, this is Doctor Sayus, and today I am reviewing Sonic Colors, the final chapter of my Wii Sonic month. At the start of the game, you're greeted to a gorgeous, fast-paced opening. I really love this opening. The animation is really good, and Eggman basking in the moment, and his robots just look back at him disgusted and confused. And at the end of the opening where Sonic punches Eggman in his smug face. I'm not sure if I would love the song as much if it wasn't in the opening. After that, we're at the title screen, which has an orchestral theme song, which sounds something taken out of Super Mario Galaxy. Unlike a lot of games, when you start the game, you're thrown straight into the first level. No opening cutscene, no nothing, you're just thrown straight in. There's optional tutorial question marks that you can run over if you want. This is the way to do it. Not a lot of modern games do this, surprisingly, but Sega, it seems in this game, they were really trying to cater to the retro Sonic fan, although the story is aimed at more younger Sonic fans. You have 6 planets, and each planet has 6 levels and 1 boss. I lied, there's actually 7 planets, but the last one has less levels. The whole game has a fun map presentation. The levels range from 1 to 5 minutes, which is very short, but it's similar to Sonic Generations, and it was just fast, fluid fun. The main game is
4 hours again.
Throughout the game, you have cutscenes sprinkled, and they're aimed at young kids. I know a lot of people take the piss out of these cutscenes, but at least they have a bit of charm, and they're not irritating. They're not to be taken seriously. I'll get the memes out of the way.
No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me! Baldy nose hair!
The story is, Sonic and Tails sneak onto Eggman's space carnival, and Eggman claims to be a good guy, and Tails believes him, even though he's supposed to be a genius. Eggman actually makes some interesting announcements through the levels and choosing the arena. They would be interesting if the music didn't drown over them. There's 8 types of wisps in the game. Instead of rings, you collect white wisps to boost. The laser lets you travel in a straight line. The drill helps you drill into the ground or water. It's also good at speeding you up. The rocket goes straight up into the air, which is a bit boring, but then it lets you glide across part of the level, which is cool. The Minecraft power-up cube lets you turn blue coins into blocks, which doesn't sound very interesting. The Spikes has the spin dash, which also lets you stick on walls. It's not as fun as I thought it would be. It was very difficult to control. I thought this was going to be my favorite, but to be honest, it's my least favorite. We also have Frenzy, which is a shark that eats things and gets bigger. It was also difficult to control. It just seems to slide across the ground rather than have proper traction. I suppose they wanted you to feel like it's a wild animal you're controlling, but it's a bit annoying when you're trying to get red coins. And finally, we have the hover, which is a bit of a boring power-up, I'm not gonna lie. You just slowly hover in the air. One of my least favorites, to be honest, but it's not horrible. This game, out of all the Wii games, has the best Sonic control. They finally perfected it. You can boost, homing attack, skid, and stomp, and they're all mapped to different buttons, which is fantastic. The only time you shake the Wiimote is to use the wisps, which actually feels better than the GameCube and Classic controller, because you don't need to think about it. It's arguably the least important part of the game. You just shake it and that's it. No gimmicks tacked on. That's the way the Wiimote should be. It's mostly 2D sections in this game, and lots of
slow moving platforming.
The grinding is automated, unlike in previous games. Also, you tap A for tricks. Sidestep and skid corners are only in certain sections of the game where it allows you to do that. Kind of takes a bit away from Unleashed, where you could do that anytime you wanted. The first half of the game's too easy. The only challenging bosses are the last 2 running bosses in the game, and they were actually quite fun and quite well designed. One of those, of course, being the Battle of Eggman. It's an okay soundtrack, but it just doesn't have that punch that Crush 40 music has. When you complete the game, they play a song at the end, and I was thinking, boy, I'm glad they did not put that in the main game. It just sounds very automated. I think it is done by T-Lobes. I'm not a fan of their work at all, to be honest. This is where they introduced the red coins. It's very Mario-like, and there's 5 red coins in each level to collect. I've never been a fan of the red coins. If I see them, I'll pick them up. I tried going out of my way to get them in this game, and as a result, I had to keep repeating the level and using wisps to get the coins, which I found was quite boring. When the wisps are optional when you're playing the main game, it adds to the experience, but when you're forced to use them in the post-game to collect all all of the red coins. Just takes the fun out of it for me, and you see more of the issues of the game. Also, make sure to complete the level and hit next, or the game won't count your red coins that you collected, which can be quite frustrating. More frustrating is if you die and are sent to the start of the level, the timer doesn't reset. Now, I've seen this problem in the other Sonic games I looked at, like Sonic and the Black Knight. I hope in future games they corrected this. I don't remember if they did. Also, after a few tries, if you die, the game will throw you to the start of the level despite the lives and the checkpoints that you had. And also, if you take too long in a level, the game just decides to give you no points. It seemed a wee bit mean, but at the end of the day, I suppose if you're not getting the S rank, it doesn't really matter, does it? I've also found out that completing the opening level of each area unlocks a wisp, and this is important to know because you cannot use a wisp capsule to find a red coin in that particular area if the wisp is not unlocked. So I recommend you do the first level of each area if you can. I also came across a glitch in Planet Wisp 4. Planet Wisp was the area that was brought into Generations, and for the life of me, I do not know why they included this in Generations. I've never been a fan of it. Was it just oh yes, the outside area is very pretty, but then most of the levels in the factory? What's the point? I thought there was better scenic areas that played that were more fun, like Starlight Carnival. Anyway, the glitch in Planet Wisp Act 4 was it kept looping me around the level, and if you loop around the level too many times, the platform disappears and you die, basically. In order to progress, once I got to the top, I had to use the boost button to boost. Maybe this isn't a glitch, maybe I got that wrong, but there was no indication to do this. The red coins you collect unlock Gameland. Gameland has a total of 7 stages of 21 levels you can unlock. They look like they were made in a simple stage builder. This could have been a great opportunity to let players build stages like this. Brawl did this, for God's sake. Sega could have released a standalone game like this. People making their own Sonic levels, like Mario Maker. I thought it would have been a great hit. Each stage in the Gameland has an 8-bit version of the theme from the main stage. It all has that retro feel to it. It's very gamey with the robot you control as well. Also, the question mark capsules in these levels are traps with the occasional wisp. Apparently, I never came across one, according to Wikipedia. This would have been useful if 2-player versus had have existed. Also, those suspicious pink Eggman medals, they're completely fine. They award you points. The Gameland has 3 options, and I had to look these up online because the game didn't explain it. 1 player, you switch between 2 hedgehogs. How you do that, I don't know, but there is another hedgehog that runs beside you. 1.5 players is a second player can drop in and out with unlimited lives, so they're basically Tails in the old Sonic games. And 2-player is both players working together to beat levels cooperatively. Unfortunately, I didn't have anybody to play this with, but it looks like a fun pastime. I'm glad to see they put the effort into it. It's just a shame it's locked behind the red coins, which are a pain in the arse to get. If I was in my younger days where I had more friends, it could have been a fun pastime, definitely. You also unlock the egg shuttle by finishing the first 3 areas of the game. This allows you to play through all unlocked game levels at once for the best score. It's great for speedrunners, but bad for me. There's also no red coins in it, and of course it's optional. If you are a die-hard Sonic Colors fan, give it a go. I also noticed only once in the game there's slowdown when drilling in a random level in Sweet Mountain. Sonic Colors, I remember I played this one as a kid and I was just like, meh, it was alright, nothing special. I actually liked Sonic and the Secret Rings better than that game at the time. Now, as an older man, I actually did enjoy Sonic Colors a bit more than I thought I would. Having played both the games recently, I have to say I like Colors a bit more now. But I still like Secret Rings, you can't take that away from me. But overall, what would I rate Sonic Colors? I would rate Sonic Colors an A. It is a high quality game, even though I wasn't the main target audience of the game, seeing as I like 3D Sonic games over 2D. I still had a good time with it, so that says something about it. Just a few things that hold it back. The main criticisms of this game is that there's a lot of slow platforming in these 2D sections, and the red coins are a bit laborious to get. This is definitely one of the better Sonic games, so check it out if you haven't. It's a pretty good game. I can see why this game is so popular. They really should release a HD remaster of it so more people can experience it.
I don't like what you're doing to my friends in there. It's messed up. So I'm gonna mess you up. Just say you're going to destroy us and stop embarrassing yourself.